So what is it about mindfulness that is useful for black and brown people of color? So often where we start in mindfulness is to recognize how our minds can be very unsettled, easily distracted. We can go off into dreamland, fantasyland, into ruminating over things that have happened in the past. And yeah, we can just be dragged away. So the mind is, we describe it as like a butterfly, being that it's very tender, very delicate, but also flutters around from one thought to the next. And a key component of mindfulness is to recognize that that's actually happening, and also to start to train ourselves to stabilize our focus. Why is that important for people of color particularly? Well, what we do know is that the world as we experience it, being people of color, is very distracting, very off-putting, side-footing. So we turn up to places of work, we turn up to places within the community, and we find that by nature, whilst we're there to do something very focused, the comments, the attitudes, the just being the only one present often can side-foot us into thinking of whether we should be there, whether it's appropriate or not, whether we need to respond to a comment that's been made, that touches on our cultural intelligence. And we can see behaviors and attitudes that are non-conducive to embracing who we are as a people. It's more about us as black and brown bodies fitting in to the system or the situation in which we arrive. And that's okay. Some elements of that is necessary, but it's also about being authentic and who we are, speaking up our truth. So as we train in mindfulness and we learn to stabilize the mind, we can really see what's going on. And also we can see what it is that is pulling us away and distracting us much more clearly. And in that development of stability of mind, we can start to approach situations with much more clarity, with much more focus, not expending infinite amounts of energy just to be accepted into the situation, just to be heard. But we can stabilize the mind, focus on it, what it is that we wish to share with others, that we wish to open out to. And with that stable presence of mind, we can cut through some of the attitudes, some of the lack of embracing of who we are with much more potency. So really the first step is to start to stabilize the mind. And we do this often by coming back to the breath, focusing on watching the full length of the in-breath and the full length of the out-breath. And in so doing, we start to stabilize our attention, see what it is that we're paying attention to, and also what it is that draws the mind away. And not that we're trying to get rid of the fact and the natural instinct for the mind to move away, but because we cultivate awareness of this, and at will then start to be able to manage what it is we pay our attention to. So again, if you're black or brown and you're wondering, why does this matter? Why does following the breath matter? Why does repeatedly coming back to the breath matter? And it's all about developing stability of mind, a way of holding the mind stable, steady and focused so we can cut to the chase. So if you're wondering, what is this following the breath? What is this sitting still and supposedly doing nothing? We're actually stabilizing and training our minds to pay attention in a particular way. And as we do that, a whole raft of beauty of the practice starts to unfold. But that's the beginning. And hopefully, if you're new to mindfulness, or you're a beginner, you'll feel comfortable to come along to one of our sessions, and we can go over a little bit more as to why it's important to stabilize this butterfly mind. Stay well, stay blessed, and catch up soon.